I'm Ashley Medina, and you're watching Combat Insiders.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Combat Insiders. As always, Joshua Furs, Nick Portella. Before I introduce our next guest, this is part of our MMA Gold Series. And I believe this is part number 5. We're doing this. So it's been a great time so far. We got a few more to go. But Ashley Medina, our special guest via Skype, Invicta FC. What's up?
Hi. Nothing much. Got back from the gym, so hopefully I don't look too sweaty and greasy and gross.
So how was training first and foremost for the evening?
It was good. I just had boxing this evening, and
just a light little boxing, not all the other crap, just boxing. So I guess the real important question is, how did you get into MMA? It's like you look at from an outsider looking in that's never done it. It looks absolutely crazy. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. It looks crazy. So how did it all start for you?
There was just a local gym, and I think I saw a UFC promo. I don't even remember which one. It was just some commercial, and it looked interesting enough, and I just gave it a try. Gave that little local gym a try, and just started out with Muay Thai and boxing, and stuck with that for a while. And my Muay Thai coach now I've been with since the beginning. He's been with me since I was 14 years old. So nice to have that connection.
So in our research, we've seen that you obviously, we think you favor the Muay Thai over everything else. Why is that? Do you think that you favor the stand-up game versus, say, the grappling, for example?
I think that's just since I started out with it, I just have a longer history with it, and I do like grappling as well. But yeah, I just have, like I said, that connection with my coach, and been doing it longer.
So the connection with the coach and a UFC ad, and here we are. That's how it happened. That's not a bad way to do it. So the big question I like to ask, especially because you fight at atomweight, do you foresee the UFC or any opening the atomweight division? I ask every atomweight. The fights are exciting. Don't get me wrong. I don't understand why it's not there yet. But is that something you are hopeful to see sooner than later?
That would be exciting. I don't know what would be next. I feel like that would be the next step.
Yeah.
I think so too. It's long. I think it's actually quite long overdue. Then to piggyback that question, if an opportunity showed up that in between you and your team thought was like a great opportunity, would you be willing to go up to take the opportunity? To 115?
Oh, actually, I've had this discussion. Who did I have this discussion with before?
You're about to have it with us.
Yeah. It was probably something that I discussed with my manager or something. I don't know. Actually, I actually really like fighting at 105. It's not too bad of a weight cut. It's actually not a bad weight cut at all. But I like being at 105. But I don't know, maybe when I'm a little more established in the 105 division, possibly I'll probably reconsider it again. But in the future.
I have an off-the-wall question, and I know it's kind of backtracking a little bit, so it's from November. I saw a post you did, I think it was Twitter or Instagram or something. You did a Halloween post for the Invicta FC Halloween contest, and I saw you did you and your dog had the spawn thing going on. It was hilarious and it was on point. I guess talk about how did you come up with that?
Well, because I don't dress up for Halloween, but just for fun, I was like, my dog's gonna be Spawn this year.
Yeah.
And after I had decided, Invicta had posted the Halloween costume thing, and I was like, well, now I have to dress up. But what other character in Spawn could you dress up and have people be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Right.
Has to be the Violator, the ugliest creature ever to exist.
Are you a Spawn? Like, are you like a comic book fan? Is that where that came from?
Um, I never like followed the comic books when I was little. My cousin was really into Spawn, and and he always had action figures, and I always remember we just watched the HBO together in the movie. And watching the movie now, I'm like, wow, that's really corny, but I still really enjoy it. And so his fandom I just kind of stuck with it. But I do really like Spawn, and they're making a movie. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I heard about that because the original was really good, with Michael J. White and stuff, and some of it was good. Yeah, some of it was stupid cheesy and stupid corny, but
I want you to know I could probably check out here because you're talking comic books. This guy, I'm unnecessary anymore. I'm just going to sit here and be quiet.
I got a Guardians of the Galaxy shirt on right now, okay? So we're good. I'm good.
Nice.
I like the raccoon because he's a raccoon.
Yeah. Yeah, he's funny, man. So I guess kind of leading into that, I guess, tell people something about your personality that maybe, that the average person won't know. Name something you like and something you hate. Anything.
On the spot. On the spot.
Anything.
I like a lot of horror movies and books. I feel like people wouldn't really guess that about me.
Okay.
But if
you punch face. I would have guessed that.
Oh, maybe.
I would have guessed that. I'm just saying.
Oh, you're one of the smart ones, yeah.
I would not say that.
I think people think I smile too much to like horror movies.
She's a happy person. I don't see what the problem is. What's something you dislike? You got to tell us something you dislike.
I don't know.
She dislikes that question.
Yeah.
You don't really dislike anything, do you?
What food do you hate? What's a food you hate off the top of your head? What's something you can't stand?
Eggplant, I guess.
Okay, I can buy that.
I've never been a fan of eggplant.
Okay. Hey, I can buy it. I'm the whole eggplant.
Kinds of food.
Yeah, like the eggplant zucchini world. It's I'll eat it, but
not the eggplant. It's like the skin is like really like tough, and it's like.
How do you eat all kinds of food? You're an atom weight. My leg is an atom weight. One leg is an atom weight. Honestly, what is your walk around weight? Seriously, when you're not in camp and you're not, I mean, I know you train all the time, but when you're like not watching your diet and not in camp, I'm curious to know what your walk around weight is.
Like 118, like during the holidays.
Josh, you feel worse about yourself right now? 118 during the holidays.
I was 118
when you were 7.
No, I was probably 118 when I was like 6 months old. That's the last time I probably, oh my god. But that's pretty good for off fight camp. That's a pretty good. You're not that far away from it, so that's that's pretty good.
I'm about 118 when I'm out of camp too, bro.
Yeah.
You don't even know about that.
Yeah. Oh, if you
go
ahead.
So yeah, that was about to spiral out of control. So you talked about your management, and I guess we're talking about Dave, correct? We like Dave. We like Dave at MMA Gold. He's my buddy. How long have you been with MMA Gold? And I could think of a million reasons why you would pick them, but I want to know your reasons why you decided to go with them.
Well, they were actually my boyfriend started out training with MMA Gold, and when I was working with my Muay Thai coach, we just had the same like home gym, so they would run their practices while I was working with my Muay Thai coach. And eventually, my boyfriend Billy got into the jiu-jitsu, and I would just watch and kind of just visually absorb everything. And a couple months later, I was like, oh, I could try that. So slowly but surely, I just kind of put it all together and started working with the team.
Go ahead.
I was just taking a breath.
Cyborg Nunes. Did you catch Cyborg Nunes?
I did. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
Did it go down the way you thought? What was your prediction going into that fight? I guess let's start there. What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know. I didn't want to make any predictions because I like the both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like watching the both. I would have been happy for either one, but I guess it is interesting to see Nunes, prosper after Cyborg's, reign.
Do you think? I guess another question too. Did you see it going down the way you did? The way it was just that violent finish, that violent, quick first round finish. I mean, it was hard. Like you said, it was a hard one to pick. I think it was even harder to predict how it was going to go down for either of them.
Yeah, no, I didn't make any like predictions in my head. I was just gonna kind of,
Just enjoy the fight.
yeah.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Do you think with her beating Cyborg, because Nunes has taken out Misha Tate, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg, went back.
Shevchenko twice.
Yeah, Shevchenko twice, right? Cyborg beat Gina Carano, who's one of the pioneers of women's MMA. Do you think that this puts Nunes as the I think the word GOAT is very often overused.
She's the GOAT.
But
She's the GOAT, dude.
does this make her, the women's MMA GOAT?
I would say so. I think there's been several different women that have you know brought women's MMA to the forefront, and now people
Yeah.
want to see women on the cards, and there's always females on the cards now. So it's yeah, she definitely has her place.
Women are violent. Use are more violent. I know they are. Like they're like God. When you watch men's fight, yeah, they're we're trying to knock each other out. Women almost. I feel like y'all take it personal. You're like, no, I'm not gonna allow this to happen. It gets real. It gets like nasty. Like I'd rather fight a dude.
Some people might. I don't know. I think it definitely every fighter's different. How they
You smile when you fight, don't you?
maybe not during, but before and after. Yeah, I think I always think it's a coping mechanism. I don't know what else to do.
We're gonna go watch tape, and if we can find a frame where you're smiling at any point in a fight, we'll send it to you.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, maybe before and after. I don't remember smiling during a fight, but before and after, yeah.
It's good that you're happy. You should remain that way. That means you're still having fun.
Yeah.
That means it's not like work anymore,
Yeah.
100%.
So, you're 2019. How active would you like to be in this year? Because I saw you had like a canceled fight, which sucks, and then you had a fight, then a little bit of a longer break in between. Do you plan to fight more than twice in a year? What's your plans?
That would be ideal. I took some time to take care of an injury, and I think, unfortunately, that's where this 2019 is going to start off. But I'm just going to play it by ear for now. Yeah, if I don't have to take a break, I don't want to.
If you're injured, break. Take a break.
Yeah, I know. I learned that the hard way, unfortunately, but it's so hard to have patience.
I think it's a fighter thing. It's not a you thing.
I've heard that before.
You know how many? Yeah, do you know how many fighters we talk to, and they're like, yeah, my elbow was shattered 2 weeks ago, but I'm ready. I'm ready to go today if I have to.
Yeah.
I think it's a mentality thing. You got no fighters. They don't have any. It's almost like you feel like you gave up even though you didn't because you're injured.
Yeah.
That's not a quitter. That's not quitting at all.
Yeah, there's definitely, some mental strength in it, but you have to know when to call it quit for the moment and take care of your body.
So do that.
Yeah. Oh,
And the big question, I feel like when we put you on the spot with questions, I feel like she wants to come through and punch us, all 105 pounds.
yeah.
But what is your overall, like a 5-year plan? Where do you see yourself? This is a Josh question. I just want you to know. He said it one time. I steal it every time I say it before he gets to it.
Well, at least you gave him the credit.
I will absolutely give him the credit.
Well, I am 0-2 now, and that is definitely not where I, predicted years before. But
You should really side note on your 2 losses. They weren't.
wait, what was it?
I said you should have a side note. I know you said you're 0-2, but it's not like you lost to people who were, you know, you didn't lose. It's not like you took easy fights. It was one person who was the undefeated, and the other person's nickname is the Belt Collector. So, with that being said, you came in. I mean, just starting off in Invicta, I think, is huge to begin with. To
Yeah, we
sign,
kind of jumped in there, and it really puts things into perspective as far as like where I am with my training and my skill level. And I don't think I'm not meant to be there. I just think I have a hell of a lot to work on, and that's totally fine with me.
2 years from now, we'll have you back on, and you're going to tell us how they were the best 2 losses you ever had. I'm serious. That's how it's going to go. That's how it's going to go down. You probably learned a ton in those 2 fights.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
100%. So actually, where can your fans, anybody that wants to get more information about you, where can they get in touch with you on social media?
Instagram is the best. I'm really bad at social media. I use Facebook for family. I'm barely on Twitter anymore. I'll just sit there and scroll. So I just kind of tried to cut my time in half and stick to Instagram.
Okay.
It's tough. The social media game is tough, and it is saturated, and it's hard to keep up with. Yeah, it's a full-time job just keeping up with social media. Like, you need somebody, especially like as an athlete or anybody that's any type of like personality or something like that. I swear, you need to hire somebody just to do social media. That's how important. Unfortunately, it's like a necessary evil. But
we're not even important, and it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about us, but it's hard,
It's still hard, yeah.
But all right, everybody. So that's all we got. Ashley Medina, it was absolutely our pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for the time. We very much appreciate it. Good luck to you in the future. Hopefully, we'll get you back on. Get you on soon. Hopefully, get a fight announcement going, and we'll get you in here and talk about it. For Nick Portella, for Joshua Furs, that's Ashley Medina over there. We're Combat Insiders, and we're out.